Advantage Wycombe Wanderers and Sunderland now as we enter the second legs of the 2021-2022 League One playoff semi-finals. But who will actually make Wembley and who will get promoted? We'll take a look at it. All of it next. That's right, folks. Papa's giving another prediction video today. We're looking forward to the 2021-2022 League One playoff semi-finals, and it is the second legs coming at you. And of course, yes, Sunderland do have a tippy-toe in the final, as do Wycombe Wanderers, but it could all change very, very soon as we enter the second legs. Who's going to take advantage, of course, this weekend? Of course, coming at you on Sunday and Monday in the two legs. And of course, we'll have those predictions coming at you in just a second. Of course, big shout out to our VIPs, the other patrons, guys. Thank you very much, of course, behind the scenes. You know who you are. But anyway, let's get into, of course, revisit the results, which of course took place this past week. So here we go then, guys, kicking on back to revisit those games, which of course some of you guys predicted and some of you guys didn't. But anyway, here are actually recap, remind you of the table then, shall we? Of course, yes, Wycombe are there already. Rotherham, of course, joined them in the championship, and of course going down, Crewe, Wimbledon, Doncaster and Gillingham. But the playoffs did occupy MK Dons, Sheffield Wednesday, Sunderland and Wycombe, and here come the matches. Of course, these were the first playoffs. Wycombe Wanderers took on MK Dons past week, midweek, of course, over at Adams Park. 2-0 it was for Wycombe Wanderers. Goodness gracious me, goals from Tafazelli and Sam Vokes, their ex-dingle there, to give them a 2-0 lead. I actually remember the 1-0 win myself. 2-0 win was the final score. Josh McEachran also got himself sent off, which means they've got it all to do in the second legs at the Stadium MK, and again, without Josh McEachran pulling the strings for MK Dons. Meanwhile, in the other leg, down at the, up at the Stadium, should I say, Sunderland took on Sheffield Wednesday, and that ended up just a cheeky 1-0 win in the end. Ross Stewart just on the stroke of half-time, giving the Mackhams the lead in a very, very tight game, which of course evenly poised. I think both the games are evenly poised. Of course, Wycombe do have a 2-game advantage, but when the game does come back around to the Stadium MK, I do feel that MK Dons will play much more aggressively in the second legs. Sunderland, of course, with the tippy-toe in the next round, will have to do the hard way at Hillsborough, and I think they'll need to score a goal if they're going to get through themselves. So yes, evenly poised, and of course very, very exciting climax to, of course, the League One campaign. But who are these two sides? Who are these four sides? Which two out of the 4-2 sides will make it to the final? Well, here we go. We're going to get into that in just a second, of course, but let's take a look at how you guys got on with your own predictions, of course, from this past match then, shall we? Of course, here you go then. Of course, a couple of guys got big fat zeros there. Pennywise got himself top bins there alongside Carl Mucking with 2, of course. And at this stage, it doesn't really amount to much. I think if you were in the last video, you would have seen the overall leaderboard. I think we have declared a winner, but there is still the small matter of the predictor of the month for the month of May. So right here, right now, Pennywise and Kalmakian, of course, are in the driving seat for that predictor of the month for the month of May. But of course, it could all change in the next legs. And, of course, the final itself. So still 3 points on the horizon. And, of course, if you are competing in the mini-league from January, which there doesn't really amount to much, Steve the Great is running away with it with 138. But Shane O'Donnell in third can still mathematically catch him. But, of course, this is from January onwards. And the plan is hopefully we'll be back next season with League One. And a prediction league, but again, I don't know. I really don't know. I've got so much going on. It's chaos at the time being. But anyway, that's of course the state of play there. If you want to get involved with the next one, the second legs here, this is the link. Cutley4Shots League One. It is free to enter. Get in amongst it, and of course, we'll see you on the other side. So here we go. Then kicking it all off with the first one. It is MK Dons at Stadium MK up against Wycombe Wanderers. Now this match actually takes place on Sunday, May the 8th. May the 8th be with you. I actually recording this on very, very early, 6:30 in the morning on May the 7th be with you. That's right, of course. Coming at you though, this game. Early when I'm going to kick off, it is on the Mother's Day in the USA, of course, and in Germany and wherever you are in the world. So, of course, a big game, a big day there. Liam Manning's MK Dons up against Gareth Ainsworth's Wycombe Wanderers. Both of those two managers are linked with the current Blackburn Rovers job. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I think, yeah, I'm from my personal point of view, I'd like to see MK Dons not make the final because I would like to put Liam Manning a little bit closer to that prospect of becoming the next Blackburn Rovers. As for Gareth Ainsworth himself, also a Blackburn Rovers fan, you know, I was impressed with how they played with against MK Dons in the first leg, and they did look a stubborn old unit as well. But again, anyway, let's look forward to this game coming at you on the 8th of May. 16 times they played each other, of course, now since 2003. 8 wins at MK Dons, 5 wins at Wycombe Wanderers, and 3 draws, of course. Wycombe Wanderers coming to this on the back of 4 wins of the last 5, 83% form for them. They have peaked at the right time. They have not lost fact, in the last 13 games up against the MK Dons side, who hit a bit of a rough patch, just 2 wins at the last 6 games, 42% form for them, of course. Now, these stats and numbers I'm throwing at you, of course, pretty much identical to the ones I told you before, but I'm going to tell you them again anyway. Of course, the biggest win for MK Dons over Wycombe Wanderers was a 2-0 win. The biggest win the other way, also a 2-0 win for Wycombe Wanderers. In fact, Wycombe Wanderers have now scored 21 goals compared to MK Dons 25 over the course of those 16 matches. Works out around about 1.56 goals game ratio compared to Wycombe Wanderers 1.31 goals game ratio. Of course, Wycombe Wanderers, of course, coming to us on the back of that 2-0 win, of course, which is their first win over MK Dons this season. It was a run of 3 wins, in fact 4 wins on the bounce for MK Dons over Wycombe heading into this match. Of course, they beat them back-to-back in the league, of course, both 1-0 wins, both respectively at Stadium MK and, of course, Adams Park, and they also beat them in the EFL Trophy this campaign 2-1 as well. So MK Dons need to bounce back, but, of course, a result here for Wycombe Wanderers would, of course, even the playing field a little bit over the last 6 or so games. Anyway, kicking off forward, though, MK Dons will head into this on a good run, of course, beating the likes of, let's say, MK Dons have come into this on the back of a good run, beating the likes of Morecambe and Plymouth, of course, without conceding a goal. That was, of course, prior to the loss against Wycombe Wanderers. As for Wycombe themselves, they come into this on the back of back-to-back wins. Of course, in fact, 3 wins on the bounce now. Beating Sheffield Wednesday, of course, who's still in the mix as well, and Burton Albion, of course, wrapping it up with that semi-final first leg against MK Dons. Take a look at the odds then, shall we now? For MK Dons, they are 11-10 for the victory for this match, remember. They could win 1-0, but it might not be good enough. They could win 3-0, and then, of course, it will be good enough as well. 12-5 is your draw, and 5-2 is your away win. That is Wycombe Wanderers on this. For me, though, not for me, no, but for me, I'm actually going to go with a win for MK Dons, 2-1 in the end. However, that does, of course, not give them the W on aggregate. I'm actually going to go with a shocker 3-2 win for Wycombe Wanderers, who may have come into this, perhaps the underdogs in 6th spot, of course, but Gareth Ainsworth doing Gareth Ainsworth things and grinding out results and being stubborn and being a hard-working manager and using resources well, getting the upper hand of Liam Manning in my eyes over the 2 legs. So 3-2 in the end, 2-1 on the night. MK Dons are going crashing out. Wycombe Wanderers, in my eyes, are going to the final. Shocker Rooney indeed. Kicking off forward, though, let's take a look at the second leg, or the second match. Of course, it is Sheffield Wednesday. It is Sunderland. It's the Battle of the Essex, of course, coming at you at Hillsborough. Now, this match will take place on Monday, May the 9th. Be with you. That's right. Of course, 12 times they played each other since 1996. 4 wins for Sheffield Wednesday, 6 wins for Sunderland, and 2 draws. Of course, Sheffield Wednesday under the stewardship or the managerialship of Darren Moore. That's right, up against Sunderland's very own Alex Neil, of course. And again, I have heard links of Alex Neil potentially being a Rovers candidate if Sunderland were not going to get promoted this time around. I do think he is actually a credible manager, but he's doing a fantastic job with Sunderland, and I think if Sunderland were to fail here in this stage, I do feel that, of course, Alex Neil should be kept on at Sunderland for another year, and I think they'll get it right, finally, if they're a little bit patient next time. But anyway, of course, take a look at the match as well, at Hillsborough, coming at you again on the 9th of May. Of course, they play each other 12 times since 1996. 4 wins to Sheffield Wednesday, 6 wins to Sunderland, and 2 draws. Sheffield Wednesday winning 4 of the last 6. 2 defeats to pass 4 for them, up against the Sunderland side, unbeaten in the last 14 games. 83% form for them, winning 3 of the last 4. Looking very, very good. The biggest win, though, for Sheffield Wednesday over Sunderland was a 3-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 5-0 win for Sunderland. And Sunderland have scored 18 goals compared to Sheffield Wednesday's 14 over the course of those 12 matches. Works out at about 1.17 goals a game ratio for Sheffield Wednesday, up against Sunderland's 1.5 goals a game ratio. Of course, coming at you, though, last round over at Hillsborough, it was a 3-0 win for Sheffield Wednesday. That was back in November 2021. However, since then, Sunderland have made it back-to-back wins, of course, and back-to-back clean sheets heading into this match. Of course, 5-0 win in the league. That was way back in December 2021. And of course, that semi-final just the other day, a 1-0 win it was for Sunderland. Coming at you, though, Sunderland did go on a nice little run before the playoffs himself, beating Cambridge, of course, drawing with Rotherham and beating Morecambe, just conceding a couple of goals in the process. Up against the Sheffield Wednesday side, who were free scoring, of course, before this, scoring 7 goals before they took on Sunderland. So they need to get back to those goal scoring ways, or they're going to crash out. Of course, it is just the 1-0 on aggregate for the first leg, but of course, the odds 23-20 is your Sheffield Wednesday. They are favoured for the victory here. 12-5 is your draw, 12-5 is your away win. That is Sunderland as well. And again, I do fancy I think home form on this one, or home attendance will be a major swing for both of these matches. I'm actually going to go with a 2-0 win for Sheffield Wednesday, which, of course, if we do the maths right, and it's not hard to do it, it's going to be a 2-1 win on aggregate for Sheffield Wednesday. Goodness gracious me. So for me, in my eyes, it'll be a Wycombe Wanderers up against the Sheffield Wednesday final at Wembley to see who will join the likes of Rotherham and Wigan back in the Championship. Of course, both of the sides, in my eyes, Sheffield Wednesday and Wycombe, they both went down, didn't they, just last season? So, of course, it'll be an instant return for them, joining, of course, Rotherham, who made an instant return as well. But that's, of course, my take on it. Of course, be sure to get your own take in it on as well. And if you want to do that, go here, cut4/League One. But before we go there, let's take a look at the odds then, shall we? Now, this is the odds for promotion as it stands. MK Dons, a massive 12-1 on a long shot. So, of course, the major underdogs here. Of course, Sheffield Wednesday 7-2, third favourites, of course, both of those sides coming into this second legs on defeats. Sunderland are 6-4, as well as Wycombe Wanderers 6-4. They're joint favourites at the moment. But, of course, we'll have to wait and see about that. But we'll be back, of course, for that player final, whatever it is, of course. But until then, make sure you smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, check links down below, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and all that kind of jazz. I'll see you soon for the next one, boys. Enjoy your weekend. Until then, bow out. Until then, I'm done.